The 2024 Azerbaijan Grand Prix was a standout race for the rookies. Oliver Bearman driving for Haas and Franco Colapinto driving for Williams battled Lewis Hamilton all race to secure points for their adopted teams. It was an outstanding drive from both young drivers, and their positions in Drivers' Championship compared to those they were replacing says everything you need to know about them. But while Bearman has a seat on the grid for next season, the impressive Colapinto does not. Williams are desperate to find him a seat, but with only one space left in 2025, it's a race to see if they can convince Sauber to take him on. Will they be interested? Or will they take Fernando Alonso's pick? Or will they stick with Valtteri Bottas? Well, let's check it out. Sauber is still on a mission to fill their second seat for next season. At the moment, Nico Hülkenberg will be taking one, with him being the preferred choice for Audi, who will take over Sauber in 2026. The experienced German will give the team the steady pair of hands they need as they enter their first ever season in Formula 1. Alongside him, they had been hoping to secure the services of Carlos Sainz. Sainz would have doubled down on the experience that Hülkenberg offered. Together, the two would have formed an incredibly competitive lineup and would have given them the perfect start to life in the most complicated motorsport on the planet. Of course, that didn't happen. Sainz didn't like the look of the Audi project, potentially put off by the internal battle between the team's top management, which saw Andreas Seidl and Oliver Hoffmann both fired for trying to convince the board to fire each other. Audi clearly had no patience for the internal politics which an F1 team can produce. With Sainz no longer an option, Sauber are having to look elsewhere. While Audi may want another experienced driver in the car, the options are limited. For the last 3 seasons, Zhou Guanyu and Valtteri Bottas have competed for the Swiss team, although neither have signed a contract extension for next year. Haas's Kevin Magnussen is without a seat for 2025 as well, but no one has even attempted to create a rumour linking him to the team. Daniel Ricciardo is also yet to sign a contract for 2025, but again, no one has bothered to try and make a story there. The decision for who gets the seat currently sits with Mattia Binotto, who took on the role of Chief Operating and Chief Technical Officer at the beginning of August, following the double firing of Seidl and Hoffmann. Current team principal Alessandro Aluni-Bravi explained in Baku what Binotto is looking for. "We are evaluating all the options to see what is the best balance between a short-term experience and medium-long-term, maybe young talent. There are potential candidates on both sides. Valtteri is a strong driver for our team. We know him very well. He's been with the team already for 3 years, and of course, he's one on top of our list. But there are other opportunities. We're just looking at all the pros and cons, and Mattia will take a decision based not only on 2025, but also the medium-long-term strategy for the Audi F1 project." So who are those other opportunities, as Alessandro said, that are being considered? Well, the first is the Argentinian driver who stunned Formula 1 at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Franco Colapinto made his Formula 1 debut at the Italian Grand Prix, having replaced Logan Sargent at Williams for the rest of the season. The 21-year-old has been a Williams Academy driver since his second F3 campaign in 2023. While it was a surprise that Williams made the decision to replace Sargent with a rookie with just 9 races left in the season and no seat to offer him in 2025, it is a decision that has paid dividends. In just 2 races, Colapinto has quadrupled the points haul of Sargent by securing 4 points in Baku with an 8th place finish that saw him hold off 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton late on in the race. It was an outstanding drive, and one that rightly earned him a huge amount of praise. It has also put him in the picture for a seat at Sauber next season. Williams team principal James Vowles has said, "You have to let good drivers race," and is open to working with Audi and Sauber to secure Colapinto a permanent Formula 1 drive in 2025. Speaking to motorsports.com, Vowles said, "In 2 races, he showed the world he's deserving of a place in Formula 1. So I have always been a firm believer that you have to let good drivers race. So we'll see if we can find a way of working with Audi in that circumstance. That's what I was implying for next year." Vowles went on to say that he wouldn't want to change the drivers he has for 2025, but he does want to get Colapinto into F1 next season, presumably with the intention of bringing him back to Williams in the future. I think Albon and Sainz remain the right lineup for Williams as we grow and become World Championship material. But I'm incredibly proud, as a father, of what Franco has achieved, and I want him to succeed. And also the right way to have him back here at Williams performing is to make sure he's building his career. It's as simple as that, he argued. Finally, when asked if he wants Colapinto to remain part of the Williams team, Val's replied, "Yes, I am. I'm not going to get into contractual agreements, but he will always be in the family. And that is what you have to know, but that does not mean that he cannot race elsewhere." Colapinto is certainly doing his best to impress the F1 grid in his hunt for a seat for next season. His 4 points from Baku have moved him above both Sauber drivers in the Drivers' Championship and relegated Bottas to 22nd in a 20-car championship. But he isn't the only driver interested in that seat. Of course, there is Valtteri Bottas, but there is another rookie who is being very heavily linked with a move to Sauber in 2025. Formula 2 title contender Gabriele Bortoleto has emerged as the front-runner over the last few weeks to land the second Sauber seat in 2025. The Brazilian, who won the FIA F3 title in 2023, is enjoying an encouraging F2 campaign where he's taken 2 feature race victories and is currently leading the championship by 4.5 points. Bortoleto's name first emerged as a Sauber option several weeks ago, at a time when it appeared incumbent Valtteri Bottas was the favourite to secure a cockpit there for next season. However, on the back of an impressive F2 feature race victory for Bortoleto in Monza, sources have suggested that the team's management has become more serious in recent days about the youngster becoming Nico Hülkenberg's teammate. Pursuing Bortoleto as an option would require Sauber to reach an agreement with McLaren to either release him or loan him out, as he's part of its young driver program. Fortunately for Sauber, McLaren currently have 2 excellent drivers who are both tied to contracts for a number of years, which means they're unlikely to need or want Bortoleto's services until 2027 at the earliest. According to Brazilian outlet Gran Premio, McLaren have given Bortoleto the green light to enter talks with Sauber and Audi concerning the team's open position. The Woking-based squad's one condition is that it retains an option on Bortoleto's services in case either Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri depart the team down the line. It is reported that if Sauber are to sign Bortoleto, they want to do so for a 4-year contract, but McLaren's condition of wanting the option to call him back if needed means Sauber would be limited to a 2-year deal. Signing a rookie driver to a 4-year contract would be a huge leap of faith for the team anyway, even if Bortoleto does end up winning back-to-back F3 and F2 championships this year. Bortoleto tested the MCL36, that's McLaren's 2022 car, in Austria a couple of weeks ago, and his performance was reportedly better than that of any other McLaren junior driver, including the likes of Alex Palou. The Brazilian driver is also a part of Fernando Alonso's A14 management program, and the 2-time world champion has said it is just a matter of time until Gabriele Bortoleto gets on the grid. With 2 very promising rookies in the competition for his seat next season, Valtteri Bottas is in a tough position. He's in a car which can't compete for points, meaning it's incredibly difficult for him to impress Mattia Binotto. Sadly, for the lovable Finn, he may be out of the sport next season by the simple fact that he isn't able to build hype around himself while driving a Sauber, whereas Colapinto and Bortoleto can. Who do you think will snag the second Sauber seat for 2025? Should it go to Bottas, or is one of the rookies more deserving? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, drive safe and bye for now.